So today I'm going to be going over my top 10 favorite Creed fragrances. So this is just my personal top 10. These aren't necessarily the top 10 best of all time by any means. Just my personal preference of what I prefer in a list, just my top 10 favorites. And I do want to say that this list was very hard for me to put together. There are still a few fragrances that I wish I could have included, but I couldn't just because, they weren't quite good enough to make it into the list. So again, this is very hard for me to put together. Take this with a grain of salt. Again, there are quite a few of them that are still very good that just didn't quite make it. In general, I am a pretty big fan of Creed. Of course, I do own quite a few of them. So again, this was hard for me to put together, but I finally compiled a list of my top 10 favorites. So I'm going to try to run through this pretty quickly because most of these you have heard about at some point. There are a few ones that don't get talked about too much. But with that being said, I do have 3 honorable mentions. Again, this was very hard for me to put together, so I just had to include these 3 in the honorable mentions. The first one is Royal Oud. This stuff is great stuff. I've talked about it quite a few times on my channel. I've talked pretty highly about it on my channel. You might be wondering, why is this only an honorable mention? Well, that's because there is another fragrance in the actual list that I prefer over this one. So that's really why this one got booted to the honorable mentions, but still love this stuff. Very classy, very dressed up, masculine scent. And it's just a great one that I had to include in their honorable mentions. So that is Royal Oud. All right, the second one, this one might piss some people off. Green Irish Tweed. I like Green Irish Tweed. I think it smells good, but there is another one in this list that I actually prefer over Green Irish Tweed. Again, this is a favorite for some people. This is often a staple. If you own Creeds, pretty much everyone who owns Creeds will own Green Irish Tweed. And I like the scent. I think it smells great, but compared to some of these other ones, in my opinion, it's just a little bit boring. And again, there is one that I prefer over this one, but nonetheless, it is still a great scent, and I still decided to include it in the honorable mentions. Last honorable mention, we have Virgin Island Water. So again, I really enjoy the scent of this a lot. It's just such a fun tropical smelling fragrance. The reason why it's in the honorable mentions is because it is probably the least versatile Creed I own, and that's saying something because pretty much all Creeds are extremely versatile, extremely wearable. Really, the only times I can see myself wearing this one is for casual days in the summer. That's about it, because you are smelling like a very tropical, pina colada, Malibu rum type of smell. Not very versatile. Really can't wear it that often at all. So again, honorable mention, but I do really enjoy the scent a lot. It's one that makes me happy every time I smell it. So this is the last honorable mention, Virgin Island Water. All right, so finally jumping into the list. At number 10, we have Millesime Imperial. Pretty much everyone knows about Millesime Imperial, so I don't have to talk too much about it. Great stuff. It's a marine, salty, citrusy scent. You got watermelon, sea salt, musk. It smells very tropical, very fun and fresh. It's just so pleasing to smell. And I think the gold, the gold label and the gold cap really fit the scent profile of this. I think I've mentioned this before, but to me it kind of smells like a rich person. It smells like liquid gold. It just smells very nice, very summery, very fresh, very fun, and it's just great stuff. I don't really wear it as much as I would like, because again, it's more of just a summer scent and the performance isn't all that great. But talking about scent alone and how much it means to me, this was one of my first Creeds. Just great stuff. So my number 10, Millesime Imperial. Number 9, we have Original Santal. This is great stuff. I've talked pretty highly of this one as well on my channel. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's very pleasant. It's got a little bit of a spicy touch to it as well from the cinnamon that's in this. It's just very nice stuff. This is a 2011 batch and it lasts a very long time on my skin, and it's just really nice stuff. Again, gets compared all the time to Mont Blanc Individuel. Yes, Mont Blanc Individuel came out first before a bunch of people freak out about that whole situation. Great stuff. My number 8, Original Santal. Or number 9, sorry. Can't count. So number 8, we have Bois de Portugal. This stuff is very nice. It's lavender, sandalwood, cedarwood, I believe. It's just a very classy, masculine scent. It is a little bit on the old school side in terms of smell, but it's not dated by any means. It doesn't smell like an old man. It doesn't smell like it's from, 1920 or whatever. It has that old school touch, but it still is very wearable in today's age. Some of you may have heard the whole story about how this was Frank Sinatra's signature scent. Whether or not that is true or not, I don't really know. I don't really care, but that is something pretty cool if it is true. And it would definitely fit him. Like I said, it's a very classy, masculine scent. In terms of versatility, not very versatile, at least to me. I won't be reaching for this one a lot. This will probably be more of a personal scent for me, one that I wear when I'm at home by myself hanging out, because it would be very hard for me to pull off. It's just, again, it's very mature. And I don't think it's something that I'd really be able to pull off very well in public, but I do enjoy the scent a lot, which is why it's at number 8. So, more of a personal scent for me, but nonetheless, this is great stuff. If you guys haven't tried this one out, highly recommend it. It is Bois de Portugal. So at number 7, we have Silver Mountain Water. This is one of those fragrances that I love, but I don't wear that often, and every time I do wear it, I'm like, wow, why don't I wear this more often? It smells fantastic. It's got this nice green tea note, which gives it a cooling scent. It's musky, a little bit citrusy. It just smells great, and for a Creed, it actually performs pretty good too. So this is really, really good stuff right here. I need to wear it more because, like I said, every time I wear it, I'm like, wow, this is amazing. So number 7, Silver Mountain Water, really, really great stuff. Number 6, we have Irolfa. This one's a little bit more underrated. You don't hear too many people talk about it. Again, it gets overshadowed by Millésime Imperial and by Virgin Island Water and things like that. But I really enjoy this a lot. It's very salty, it's marine, citrusy. You'll hear this a lot, but people compare it to the smell of like the salty ocean air, and I would have to agree. It does smell like that. It smells like you're spending the day out on the boat, out on the ocean. Just really great stuff. I wore it a lot over the summer, made a lot of great memories with it, got some pretty good compliments with it. Overall, I really enjoy this one a lot. It's one I'll have in my collection for a long time. This is a 2011 batch for those who are curious about that. It's just great stuff. So that is my number 6, Creed Irolfa. Breaking into my number 5, we have Viking. Personally, I really, really love Viking. I love this scent. It has this Old Spice, kind of old school smell to it, but with a modern touch. It is a very, very fun scent to wear. It's very easy because it's extremely versatile, and it also changes a lot throughout the life of the fragrance. This one is not linear by any means. What you get when you first spray it on is going to be quite a bit different than what you get when it's fully dried down, and I really like that about this scent. It's great stuff. If you can find it for a good deal, definitely go for it. So really, really nice stuff. It's spicy, it's a little bit fresh. It just has this very classic type of smell to it. And again, I just really like it a lot. So this is my number 5, Viking. So at number 4, we have Zesty Mandarin Pamplemousse. So this is one of their fragrances from their Eau de Toilette line. All the ones with gray caps like this are an EDT. Whereas the regular ones are an eau de parfum. So this stuff is very nice. I don't believe it's been discontinued. If you look online, I think you can still buy it in a flacon, and I think you can still buy it in a bottle like this too. Whether or not it's discontinued, it's still pretty easy to get, but I really enjoy this one. It's a very classic citrus scent. That's really about all there is. Pretty much just citrus and a little bit of woods. It smells fantastic, especially in the summer days when it's heating up on your skin. Really, really shines and smells amazing. Just really, really great stuff overall. Highly recommend that you check this one out. It is a little bit more classy, a little bit more old school smelling, but again, it doesn't smell dated. It's just overall a fantastic citrus fragrance that I really enjoy a lot. So that is my number 4, Zesty Mandarin Pamplemousse. So number 3, we have Spice and Wood. This is from their Royal Exclusives line. I just did a review on this one not too long ago. You can check out if you're interested in it, but it is just amazing stuff. Like I said earlier, when I talked about why Royal Oud was in the honorable mentions, that's because I prefer this one over Royal Oud. Not that they necessarily smell all that similar, but this one is a woody and spicy fragrance. It has birch, it has cedar wood. Royal Oud also has a ton of cedar wood, more cedar wood than oud. It's got some spices as well. So while they're not extremely close smelling, they are in the same genre. And while this one again is more expensive, I prefer the smell of this one more, so that's why I included this one over Royal Oud. But this is amazing stuff. Again, another very classy scent, very masculine. It's a very dry, woody fragrance, a little bit spicy. Probably not for everyone, not only in smell alone, but also price, but it's one that I personally really enjoy. So this is my number 3, spice and wood. Number 2, we have Green Valley. So this one, unfortunately, is discontinued. I've been lucky enough to actually pick up 2 bottles. I have a 75 ml back there on the shelf. This stuff is amazing. I've been looking for this for a very long time, ever since I first started collecting creeds earlier this year. This was one of my dream fragrances. I was finally able to pick up, a couple bottles for really good prices, because they were going for like $400 to $500 on eBay. A lot of them were from Russia and other places. They're just sketchy. So really happy to have this, and I love the smell. Again, talking about my honorable mentions earlier, where I included Green Irish Tweed in the honorable mentions, I prefer this one over Green Irish Tweed. In my opinion, this is what Green Irish Tweed should be. I like Green Irish Tweed, but I like this one more. I kind of wish they would have discontinued Green Irish Tweed and kept this. Again, that's just my opinion. I don't want to upset any of the Green Irish Tweed, lovers or anything, but that's just my opinion. I prefer this one over Green Irish Tweed. I love it. If you look at like the story, the backstory or whatever, this was inspired by like their love of playing golf outside, and definitely smells very outdoors. It smells like being on a nice green grass landscape. Just very amazing. Again, very green. If you don't like green fragrances, you aren't going to like this, but it's got like bergamot, blackcurrant, musk, ambergris. It just smells amazing. Really enjoy it. I'm going to do like a full review on this one come springtime. I don't really want to do it this winter because I won't be wearing it. Again, not everyone can get access to this one. That's just why this is my personal list, my personal picks. So this is number 2, Green Valley. And my number 1, you should probably have seen this coming from a mile away since it hasn't been mentioned yet. Ventus, of course. No secret that I love Ventus. I wear the crap out of Ventus. I've got 4 other bottles back there. I just love it. And this one is 16H11 for those of you who are curious about batches. Love this one. And I just love the scent overall. Just extremely wearable, extremely versatile, performs the best out of all of the ones on this list, at least on my skin anyways. I get insane performance from this. Again, like I said in a different video, people hate on it probably because they can't afford it. People hate on it when they haven't even smelled it. People just hate on it to hate on it. If you don't like the scent, that's fine. Personally, I do, so I wear it. I just love it. So this is my number 1. Shouldn't be a surprise to most of you because I've been wearing this stuff for quite a while. So number 1, Ventus, one of my all-time favorite fragrances out of everything, and this is my favorite creed. So guys, that was it. That was my top 10 favorite creed fragrances. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Again, it was very hard for me to make. There were still a few that I had left out that I I didn't want to put too many in the honorable mentions, but there still are a ton of other great creed fragrances out there. I don't have a complete collection by any means, but still a ton of other great ones. These are just the ones that I own and that I love. So let me know down below what your favorite creed fragrances are, your top 5, your top 10, however many you want to do. And I think that's going to do it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please be sure to hit the like button down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss when I post. Kind of gotten back in the habit of uploading 5 times a week, which is what I prefer to do. So if you haven't subscribed yet and you haven't turned on notifications, go ahead and do that now. That way you actually see my videos when they show up. Helps me out a great deal. I'm trying to get to 10K by the end of the year. Hopefully by around Christmas time, maybe I can hit 10K. That would be an awesome Christmas present. So yeah, if you haven't subscribed and you watch my videos, everyone just subscribe. Just do it right now. Watch my subscribers go from like 9,300 to 9,301. So let's do it, guys. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.